John Luskier of Lusk Archery Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing a new head by Exact Archery. They burst onto the scene recently with their 4-blade cut-on-contact head that for a really low price just kind of defied expectations, okay? It certainly exceeded expectations, and I was really impressed with that. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. And now they've just come out with a 3-blade, one-piece all-steel head. So I'm really eager to put this head to the test and see if it does as well for what it is as their 4-blade head. And for this test, I'm going to be using my protocol for 2024. And for a detailed description of that, if you haven't watched it already, please check out the video that I posted earlier this year. I do this each year to describe the process that's going to take place that year. But I did it earlier this year. It's just called 2024 Broadhead Test Process, and you can see all the behind the scenes of why I do what I do, how I quantify the results, and so forth. That'll really help you. It'll save me a lot of time in answering repetitive questions too. And for my shooting, I'm going to be using my Elite Era. I've been shooting this in all of 2024. It's been doing extremely well. As well as for the accuracy testing, I'm using my Killer Instinct SWAT X1 crossbow, and it's just really fun shooting a crossbow for the first time. I really like that. And for all the different testing, I'm using Bishop arrows, FOC King, their Fat Eliminator, and then their GOAT bolt out of the crossbow. So let's zoom on in here and check out this Exact Archery 3-blade and then put it to the test. Here's a good look at this head. It spins very well. It's made out of one piece of 420 stainless steel. It's got a cutting diameter of 1 1/8 inches, pretty standard for a single piece all steel head like this. As you can see, it's sharpened, double bevel sharpened on every side, even on this back edge, even on this internal edge. It's sharpened, which is nice for pulling out of a target, as well as if it's backing out of an animal that's been shot into. If you didn't get a pass through, it's going to be cutting tissue while you do it. By my measurements, the blades are 0.052 inches thick, so nice decent thickness to them as well. Now, one thing I really like about this head is this blade over shaft design, kind of like the QAD Exodus does in a replaceable blade version. And there's other heads, there's a number of other heads that are doing this nowadays and that did it way in the past as well. But that just allows for an overall shorter profile, so the overall spining of the arrow is not going to change. It's basically the length of a field point. The amount protruding beyond the end of the arrow shaft is 0.81 inches, so really short overall profile like that. And that blade over shaft allows there to be a pretty swept design to aid in penetration while still keeping a really short profile. So I look forward to seeing how that all works out. Now, you want to make sure you have a long enough shaft so as you draw back, this doesn't bounce against your riser of your bow. But really nice looking design here. Oh, and for resharpening, the good thing about a one-piece 3-blade head is you can just lay it flat on any surface and resharpen it. Man, I've done it on the bottom of a coffee mug. I've done it on the edge of my truck window. Matter of fact, I've done it quite a bit like that, and sharpened knife blades as well like that. It comes in handy in a pinch. But I like to use the Stay Sharp Guide diamond plate. It would really do well with this. You could probably also use the Stay Sharp Guide 344 sharpener and even get it sharper. It'll change a 60-degree bevel to a 44-degree bevel. It won't take away any of the weight of the broadhead, but it will make it quite a bit sharper. So that's just something to consider there. Really eager to put this to the test and see how it performs. It got the 9 ring. It took 313 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is an 8.87 on a 10-point scale, and is pretty good for a one-piece 3-blade head like this. It penetrated 7 3/4 inches, which is an 8.61 on a 10-point scale. It took an additional 29 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.42 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated through 49 layers, which is a 7 on a 10-point scale. The head's in perfect shape after the 3 shots through the MDF. And it's still in perfect condition after the 2 shots through the steel plate. And look at these holes. It really makes nice triangular punches, not just a hole with 3 slits. Here it is after all the durability testing, and there's something extra special about this. I shot it once into the cinder block, but my camera had turned off because it was so hot here in Dallas that it overheated and turned off. And so I had to shoot it again. Okay, so this went through the steel plate, the MDF, and then into the cinder block 2 times. And I mean, there's a little bit of a hook to that tip, but otherwise it's just in fantastic shape. Really impressive durability. So what'd you think? Man, it did really well, especially at its price point. I mean, it did well for any price point. It did well compared to heads that cost quite a bit more than it, as a matter of fact. But at this price point, it just did exceptionally well. So you can check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most. See if it might be a good fit for you. And I've been communicating with the owner and designer of Exact Archery, and we came up with a discount code. So if you use LUSK10, then you can save 10% on any head that you purchase, any package that you purchase. And man, at their really low margins that they already have, that's like quite a savings and makes their price even more unbelievable. So again, stay tuned for the score sheet, and then stay tuned for all the discount codes that I have. It's a growing number, and I keep updating the discount codes in the video descriptions. I can't update all the slides because some of them I scheduled to advance, or I scheduled to post way in advance, but I can update the discount codes that I list at the bottom of every video description. So when I add a new one, I just update all the videos for 2024 with that new one, and I've gained quite a few here recently. So you can save even more using LUSK10 with the Exact Archery, but there's many others as well. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next time.